Hey guys, welcome back to today's video. So today we're going to be looking at the Oklahoma results from the runoff elections last night, not just in the governor's race, but also in the attorney general race, and pretty much what it means for the GOP going on in Oklahoma. So pretty much Oklahoma is a very, very Republican state. I don't think anyone can contest that, but this governor's race is probably going to be a little bit more contested due to the unpopularity of the GOP governor. So right now, Oklahoma is still a Republican state. Do not expect much for the Democrats here. Just they have a little bit more of a shot, especially it being 2018 for the Democrats in this state. But the Republican primary runoff was on Tuesday. And as I said, Kevin Stitt won the governor's race here, but it was around the same margin as polling suggested, around a 10% margin for Kevin Stitt in this race. Probably a little bit less, but still, polling numbers were pretty accurate in this state. Mitt Cornett did not win here. Pretty much, if you look at the county, it looks like it would be a landslide, but it pretty much wasn't. But that's still a considerable amount. Kevin Stitt was able to win the governor's race here, and actually, Edmondson against Stitt in polling actually shows Edmondson ahead by 1%. But after this primary, I do expect those Republican voters who are saying they wouldn't vote for him would eventually go out and vote for him. And then when polling comes around, they said they will vote for him. So I think that's something that is definitely going to help his numbers go into possibly a double-digit lead for the Republicans. But keep in mind, Donald Trump won the state by over 30% in 2016. Anything less than that is not good for the GOP, but still. Again, the Democrats are not going to win here in a presidential election unless something super drastic happens, which isn't likely. The governor's race is probably still going to go to the GOP. I mean, it's likely to go to the GOP still. Just the only thing is interesting that it could get a little bit closer than where it was before, but that's not too much of a telling sign for the Democrats because they aren't focusing on Oklahoma like they are in states like Florida or Arizona, which also held their primaries on Tuesday night. But pretty much, the governor's race has been called in terms of the Republican primary. A couple House districts, not so much there. Obviously, the Republicans outnumber Democrats in terms of voting numbers. The lieutenant governor's race wasn't contested as much as the governor's race, but different areas for different candidates. And then the attorney general's race was pretty much the only race that actually struck out to me as a super close race because it hasn't been called yet. And it's an exact tie, 50% to 50%, 148,354 votes for the incumbent, Mike Hunter, and then 148,085 for Genter Drummond. I believe that's how you say it. But still, the fact that it's a tie is pretty interesting considering there's a Republican incumbent. Could say something about the unpopularity. But right now, we look at the governor's race. Not much to see here except that this race probably will get a little bit closer. But do not expect much for the Democrats. I think that if they do narrow it down, could be a little interesting for the Democrats to see a state like Oklahoma get a little bit closer, but do not expect it in a presidential election or any future elections, to be completely honest with you, unless some popular Democrat comes in and runs in future elections. So thank you guys for watching this video. Comment down suggestions below, and I'll see you all tomorrow.